Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today. Welcome to episode 258 of Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast. We're recording this one at midnight because we love you and because the Game Awards just wrapped, and I'm in a mighty good mood. We'll talk. Lord Cognito, how are you doing today?
I'm in a fantastic mood right now.
Jeff Keighley's got me buzzing right now, dude. He took good care of us tonight.
Woo!
Yes,
we got a lot to talk about, man. What a show. And a lot of things that both of us are very excited about.
Yes. Well, why wait? Let's just get to it, right? Yes. Let's go down the list. I streamed this. So normally when I watch by myself, I'm just clicking and clacking on my keyboard, keeping a list. Shout out to IGN, who is live updating the list of everything that was announced at the Game Awards. So we got everything right here, and then I'll go to a couple other websites just to make sure there's any cracks we need to fill. Yes. To talk about, but to open the show,
let's get it.
To open the show was Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic, directed by Casey Hudson, who oversaw not only Mass Effect, but my favorite game of all time, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. If you watch my reaction, I was in denial mode the whole time, because let's go down the timeline real quick.
Let's break it down.
We have this guy who leaked Star Wars Zero Company saying this new Star Wars game's coming, ends in Old Republic. So everyone's hyped. Go to a remake. Here we go. He called it a reveal, though. And that's why I said in my video, I'm like, something's off. Like, is it a KOTOR 3? Like, something's off, though, Cog. But then something changed in the air. I'm streaming live. And people are like, Maddie, you see the tweet?
What tweet?
I'm like, what tweet? Kirk Hayes says it's not Knights of the Old Republic. Right then and there, I shut the switches off. I go in complete self-defense mode. I'm like, seriously, I have my hat on. I'm asking the chat, like, do I take my hat off? Yeah. Like, I'm done. It's not happening.
Oh no.
So you can watch my reaction. It's unlisted, or it's listed on my YouTube channel. You pretty much see what looks like the Ebon Hawk, the Sith warship, which is the Leviathan. I'm looking and I'm like, it's Star Wars, but is this? I'm looking for KOTOR.
Right. You come in with that lens. I got you.
And I see a droid. I'm like, this is Star Wars. I see this womanly figure. I'm like, kind of getting Bastila vibes. I'm like, what's going on? It's like, this isn't a KOTOR planet. I'm like, what is this thing, man? And even when the title drop hit, I was like, what am I looking at? I am still processing it now. This happened at the start of the show, and I was talking about it all show. It ruined the Game Awards for me because I could not focus. I'm still in shell shock mode. This was the biggest plot twist you could have ever thrown my way.
Facts.
Sincerely, I never, ever in a million years foresaw a spiritual successor series that is a single player narrative RPG video game being directed by Casey Hudson that is in the Old Republic universe. I thought we had to scratch and claw our way to this moment, Cog. I cannot emphasize enough. I thought we had to fucking support the shit out of KOTOR 1 remake, get that out the door, somehow make it to a KOTOR 2, then a 3, then we get it. To get this, if you're hitting my timeline right now, I got a couple of y'all.
Talk to me.
It ain't coming up, bro. If you're coming up to me, you're like, yeah, no gameplay. Dude, fuck off.
Get the F off my timeline.
Fuck off. You're miserable. I don't want to hear a fucking peep out of you, dude.
Talk your talk.
This announcement is it's 21 years in the making.
Facts.
KOTOR 2 ends on a cliffhanger. We're all kind of left sitting there like, okay, BioWare's going to finish that up. They never do because KOTOR 3 gets canceled. And And obviously, keep in mind, Casey Hudson just lost a project.
Yes.
He just lost a project, which I know for some people, like, we'll talk objectively speaking. Okay, point of concern, maybe. When's the last, is Casey Hudson still that guy from all that time ago? But look, bro, this has always been, I think more than Mass Effect to some extent, the game he's attached to. There's a reason why the crowd popped and it said directed by Casey Hudson and it exploded, including myself. I was like, okay, what is this? And when I saw Casey's name, you watch the stream, I get out of my seat. I'm like, no fucking way. So obviously we got a long road to go, but in between that are some KOTOR remakes, it looks like, based on a recent report we got. Steven Totillo said that the roadmap has KOTOR 2 remake in the plans. So they describe it as set across a galaxy on the brink of rebirth where every decision shapes your path toward light or darkness.
Okay.
That's KOTOR. Like even the final shot where you see her hit her lightsaber and you see half her face blue and the other half is dark. That's KOTOR.
Let's go.
Light side, dark side, making that choice. Dude, I will be talking about this for years. Not just because I'm excited for the game, but that was like a Fallout 4 for me. Like that was the first, this is the first time in 10 years I've walked out of something and my brain is still like trying to process. I forgot what this feels like. This like out of body announcement experience where I'm usually like, when I get those good announcements, like people have seen it before. I get up, I'm hype. I've never had it where I was completely stunned, where I was completely just like this. Like I got shell shocked. I was like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't expect it as game one. Facts. I didn't expect Casey, of course. I didn't expect when they said Old Republic, it would be like something non-KOTOR related. Like every unpredictable element was put in here where I sniped this game, bro. Like there were so many tell signs when I look at the trailer. I'm like, dude, you could tell I was so in my head about this because I couldn't spot anything for it. I was in such doubt mode. I was like, there's no way. Like, it wasn't even hype. I was just like, oh, is it Eclipse? Like I was in objectivity mode. Got you. I was trying so hard to be grounded. Yeah. It took so much to break that armor. That's what was the
moment though. Let me say, what was the moment in the trailer where you go, wait up, hold up?
When I saw the woman walking into the starship, I was just like, this, that's when I kind of went, I saw the droid because my chat was spamming Star Trek and I was like, I don't know shit about Star Trek. I was like, but I was like, I don't think this is Star Trek. Like, but it was, I think it's when I saw her because I was like, that doesn't look like Bastila, but that's Bastila-esque.
Right.
And I was like, but this doesn't look like this. Like, I know these planets like the back of my head. I was like, this is no KOTOR planet. It didn't have any Old Republic-ness because the thing that I was looking for, and they did it particularly well, was they kind of hid the ship. The first shot is all the way out here.
Right.
When it flies in, you don't even get a look at it. When it lands, you see the exhaust, and I'm like, that round edge, the exhaust looked like the Ebon Hawk. And I was like, that was really the first one in my brain where I went, maybe. But I was like, this isn't KOTOR. So what the fuck is this? I just I feel so happy that they completely caught me off guard. Despite the leaks, I was completely taken aback. So yeah, man, like game of the show for me, game of my life. I just never thought it would happen. Like it was everything to me. I was so emotional after. I didn't cry, but like I love this. It was like I just like literally sat there completely stunned. It was one of the moments where I was like, I almost want to shut the stream off just so I could sit and stare at the wall without having to worry about the stream going and like talking to people. It was like I was emotionally overwhelmed. It'll take days to unpack. Bro, I want to do my best to just talk about it.
How you felt was my Shinobi moment. That was literally encapsulated because there's certain games that are key to why you are a gamer. That is literally the essence of who you are. That is a spiritual thing, right? And then similar to you with Shinobi, like you've had to wait so long. This is something you've loved. And then,
if it happened, it would be way beyond any type of announcement soon, you know?
Exactly. And then we kind of mentally protect our heart where we go, okay, they won't do something new. They'll probably just do something simple, give us a remaster of the old joint.
Yeah.
And when you get the full treatment, and for me, then I hear the KC announcement. I go, oh, this is real. Like, he hasn't been outside in a minute. So to me, it's like, this is where your heart's at. This is what you want to do, right? And to see him sign off on a new joint, I'm like, Maddie has to be. We was all in the stream. Shout out to my man Rook. Shout out to my man Jimmy. And we were like, I'm like, go check. I said, we're streaming right now. They was with us. I said, go check it. Okay, no. Please check it out for me. I want to see. They were like, bro, you're not ready for the reaction when you see. I said, okay, I'm going to see because I want to watch the reaction after. I know we had a long day and I want to say, but to hear it, I'm like, bro, that's the grown man tears moment as a gamer. And no one should ever take someone's joy for that. Like, that is amazing. So I was happy for you. Bro.
Yeah,
like, this is
I wanted to cry, but I think it was just complete, like, stunned. Like,
yes.
It was that, I don't care if it sounds dramatic. It was like a life-changing thing. I was like,
hell yeah.
My whole understanding of what this could be has changed, and that means something. It was like powerful. That and to see what it meant to other people also was so powerful to me. I was like, oh my God, other people feel this way. Like, I feel I'm shouting into, like, just people watch me talk about KOTOR because they know how obsessed I am. And like, I've created this energy around it for myself, but I feel like that's all it is. And
you feel it's local to you.
It's local because, like, I'll have people reach out. Like, we had a ton of chats like, yo, I checked out this game because of you. Like, and no one ever talks about it. And so when I heard the chat, the audience erupting, but also like Jeff's like smile, he was like, yeah, like he's back, Casey in Star Wars. Like, he knew what it meant.
Hell yeah, he understood the moment.
And it just, they understood the moment completely, and just to see it resonate with others, like, I felt pride for Casey. Like, this had to be such a, he, like, the way he pointed at the camera afterwards, like, I don't know, bro. It just, it was magical. It was so magical. So
hell yeah.
Do you have thoughts on this? I don't want to hog all the mic time here, but
bro, I was in the same thing. I came into it not really understanding, and then we're watching it, and then Atticus like, yo, I feel like this is Star Wars. And remember, I'm the Star Wars character, so I'm not putting it together. And then it was like, when you see the figure, and I'm like, okay, light, I'm like, whoa, this is it. And then I'm like, okay, this is not we're getting a new game. Like, this is the most positive outcome you could ever think for someone who's fans of these games. So I'm like, yo. But for me, as a person who lives, breathes, dies with Mass Effect, to see Casey Hudson's name on that screen.
That's the thing, bro. It's, you know what hit me? I think it was, man. Like, I don't know. I think the way games function and how we talk about our developers is fundamentally broken.
Okay.
We and by that I mean people are such in a rush to get rid of these people and move on to something else. And there's going to be a time like a Casey Hudson, a Todd Howard are not around. That's why Sandfall's complete sweep of the Game Awards was so exciting, because Guillaume's a young guy. That's a young team. They were like talking about YouTube videos, which I can relate to, like on how you learn how to ship a game. Like, if they were speaking facts, that's like the new era.
Yes.
But that old guard only has a few games left in them, man.
Facts.
And this was so important. Like, for him, that's 22 years ago that they shipped this game. For him to come back to this after the trials and tribulations of managing BioWare, trying to launch his own studio, that's powerful to me, man. And I just feel like I think of sports with that. Like, sports, you play for your team. Yeah, you at the end of your career when you're like in your 40s and you're not hitting the ball for 300, like, you're not as good anymore. But like, you've done so much for the game. You've done so much for the team.
Hell yeah.
And obviously games are a little bit different. Like, you can be in your 50s, 60s and still making great shit. But I just look at that and I'm like, how could you not smile? Like, that is a powerful full circle thing for everyone, including Casey. And so I thought that was cool, and I just can't wait to see more.
Yeah, now we just got to.
I said on stream this. I said, I feel bad for Casey because he's got to deal with me for a while now.
Oh yeah.
I was like, he's got a pest on his shoulder now. He made a big mistake.
Now we got when's it coming? Yeah. Now the question I have before we move, as far as the studio, so this Archanaut this is new studio. Like, I don't know too much.
I gotta do my research.
We gotta do our because everything's fresh right now. For the Rubber the Dukes, we are fresh.
Yeah, this is fresh. Like, we finished the show. I went upstairs and had 2 brownies and a bowl of pasta.
I said, let him process. Let him process. Let him eat. Let him.
Texted Chicago. I was like, I'm very emotional right now. I said, I need to go breathe because I've been on camera. I was like, I need to just take it in. Every time I've seen my wife, I kept going.
Smiley Maddie's back. Smiley Maddie's back. I will get one thumbnail.
You got 3 this week.
I got 3 this week.
Yeah, you already got 3 this week. You're gonna get a 4th, 5th, 6th because there's a lot of good shit that showed up with this. But yeah, I can't even think straight about it. It's just like it's powerful. But yeah, this new studio, or if it's a new studio, I'm not sure. I want to do my deep dive. Like, fresh brain tomorrow.
Yep. Process
who this is, what's going on. But dude,
what a set off.
Fucking grandma making it. I don't give a shit. This is fate of the old Republic time.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
let's go. I love to see it. It's a beautiful thing, bro. Beautiful.
All right. Well, we got release dates to talk about as well. We got, let's see here. We got Pragmata release date. So that one got a release date for April 24th next year. Yeah. And I don't know. It seems like the reception of this game is kind of mixed, but I really like how different it looks. And I don't know. Like, how are you feeling about Pragmata? Like like I like the hacking mini game, the 3rd-person shooting. It just reminds me of Kunitsugami. It's like, oh, this is just really different, you know?
Very different, very unique. I'm jealous of Attic and King because they got a chance to experience it, I believe, at Summer Games Fest, and I had another appointment. So they are extremely high on it firsthand. I can only comment for what I've seen because they kind of went more of a deeper dive and hands-on with it. And it just looks so unique in the relationship with the little girl and everything else that's going on. And I'm just like, man, this looks cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm dying to know more. So yeah, that every time I see it, it gets better and better. Yeah. So it has my attention. If you're doing something different in the space, that's the number one way to get my attention. So I really enjoyed what I saw. I thought this was a good show. And now we got a release date. We're looking at April. We're starting to now formulate timelines. People are starting to pick spots now. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'm excited for it though, and it's got a demo out right now. If people want to check it out on Steam, it's coming to consoles for that demo next year. It seems like, or soon, and then it's also coming to Switch too.
Yes.
So thought that was cool. But all right, Cog. This next one was a big one. Trailer of the show, in my opinion, just in the terms of presentation and tension, and damn, that was fucked up. Of course, we're talking about the statue game, Divinity. By Larian Studios. At this point, I don't know what else this show holds for me, and I don't fucking care. Because I just got a new Star Wars Old Republic game and a new Larian game. I literally said it's the best show that he's put on in years.
This is the best show.
Yeah. I had 3 hours left, and I was like, I don't give a fuck.
That's when you know you on Cloud 9. Yes. You're like, bro, I don't care. It's already game with the show. Best show ever.
This is said to be Larian's. Sven Vink spoke about it. He said this is their most ambitious game ever. He said it's a culmination of everything they've ever done beforehand to make their biggest, deepest RPG. What do you think about when you hear that? When this is the team that gave you Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate 3, of course, and it's said to be bigger and deeper than even that.
Bro, listen, first off, Divinity bros are a different breed. Let me tell you. Divinity, there you go. Like Divinity bros is an energy. Like I remember during the Diablo, and we'll get to Diablo in a minute. Like people like, that's cute. You would be over here playing the real. I'm like, damn, it's like that. They're like, yeah, it's like that. And I'm like, all right, okay, I feel you. Now look, this trailer was some real sadistic, evil stuff going on here. I'm like, I don't know what happened to my man that he got locked up in that situation, but it was brutal. It was gory. And it was just cinematic. Bro, the presentation for this game at this show, when they had the people flying up in the air, I was like, bro, what is this? So then I was like, for this to be this big, first of all, the bag was crazy for the market. Let's be clear. But when they actually showed what was going on, I was like, okay, you have my attention. Now, Divinity, I'm dying to get into it to see what's going on. It's Larian. Them saying it's their biggest after coming off of Baldur's Gate 3. Wow. That is a powerful statement. I will be there. These guys are, let's be honest, they are the kings right now. You know what I'm saying? They're coming off a very kingly performance where as far as setting the bar of pure RPG, that kind of energy, you know, I would defer to you because a person who's never really played Divinity, you know, what should I be expecting? That kind of thing, because I'm in off of Larian, right? Yeah. Now it's just, now that I'm educated on the Larian experience with Baldur's Gate, I want to know for the Divinity experience, what should I be getting?
Okay. So there was Divine Divinity, Beyond Divinity, and Divinity 2. Divinity 2 did come out on 360, so some of us who are listening may be familiar with that one. They were mainly action games, which may surprise people. Because Larian really got picked up for their great turn-based systems, which started really with Divinity Original Sin 1 in 2014. That was my first Larian game. I've not played the 3 I just mentioned, but they've been hanging with Divinity from 2002 up until 2017 with Divinity Original Sin 2. Now, Original Sin is very similar, as I'm sure people have seen already, to Baldur's Gate in kind of gameplay and style and dialogue, choice and consequence. Just Baldur's Gate 3's presentation is leagues better. What you could expect from this, if they're calling it their biggest game and based on effectively what Divinity is, right? This sounds like a reboot. They didn't do Divinity 3.
Okay.
That's pretty important. They're going back to the essence, like the ultimate Divinity game, what they always wanted to do. This started off as an action RPG, and I think this will be an action game. I do think at least that, or it'll be kind of a Dragon Age Inquisition style hybrid of like tactics and action, or maybe if you want to throw Final Fantasy VII Remake in there, like tactics with action as well.
Okay.
I think it's going to fall more in the action camp.
In the action side. Okay.
And that's because they've announced that they're doing 2 games. And so, I mean, they're built different, dude, but they're doing 2 games. And I think whatever they're doing next is probably a sci-fi game. And I imagine that sci-fi game is turn-based. So for those who are kind of formulating their expectations, that is where I would put it. Think action, just based on the history of this series. It's not Original Sin 3. We now know that for sure. And, you know, they were coy with it when they got, you know, caught with the trademark listing. They said, it's not Divinity Original Sin 3. And they're like, we told you it's not, because it's Divinity. So that's where I am. I've talked to the expert, Lockmort, the CRPG expert. Yes. And he did give a ringing approval on that idea. He agrees that it will likely be action oriented. And yeah, it's going to be a fantasy game. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game sneaks up on us a little bit in the terms of its timeline, just because they're bigger now. They have a larger budget. They seem to be working the same way, though. And given that they've only done fantasy games, they have a whole library just waiting there that's carried over from Baldur's Gate 3 into this. So they can build a lot and make something pretty big here. Now, when they say it's a deeper game than something like a Baldur's Gate 3, that's an intimidating statement. But if anyone can live up to it, it's them. You know, it's the only thing that was kind of to me a snag with Baldur's Gate 3 is so many of those ideas. It was a Flannel moment. So many of those ideas were already in Divinity Original Sin 2.
Got it. Okay.
Again, the BioWare-like presentation of Baldur's Gate 3 made it so much better. Like,
hell yeah.
But I think they can one up themselves, and I think people will be very surprised with what they're capable of. So
say less. I'm there then. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, as I'm sure we all already know.
Yes.
A lot of these lists online, by the way, are terrible. I should have just tried to keep my own. But I think I finally found a good one here. Anyway, Cog. Bruce Straley has a new game. Coven of the Chicken Foot. This is a Cog game?
In a way, they would tease
the old lady jumping around, big beast, you know, it's a Cog game.
It does have artsy fartsy Cog in it. You know, she had the chicken foot, because at first it was Jimmy. He was like, yo, bro, look at her feet. I was like, oh, well, it is chicken foot. She's like, she's a chicken. I was like, okay, this is weird. It was just some weird dynamic between her and the monster. And I'm just like, okay, at one point I'm thinking cooperative teamwork energy. But then the beast got wild on at the end or something like that. I was just like, okay, can you enrage it? So it is peculiar enough that it has my attention. Grannies with Chicken Feet wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah.
But I do like the art style. The art style is it's
pretty.
artsy. Yeah, it's pretty. It's artsy fartsy cog. So I got my eye on it. I want to learn more and see what the true gameplay mechanic is. But yeah, these are them weird ones for whatever reason. I'm just drawn to it because it's enough eclectic, mysterious nonsense that I'm like, all right, I want to know more.
Yeah, this was very, to me, Last Guardian inspired, like and I love that style of game. I in fact, it's one of the games I reviewed that I kind of regrets about because I'm like, I didn't appreciate this enough when it came around. There's nothing really like this. And I'm not super experienced with things like Eco or unfortunately Shadow of the Colossus, but that I liked what this game was doing. It looked very different, and so I'm interested to see how it develops. Next up, Cog, Ontos. This is from the developers of Soma. They're making another first-person horror game. And this one looked really good. I mean, again, Soma, Amnesia, Dark Descent, it's these developers making a creepy kind of sci-fi psychological thriller. And it just, again, I thought this trailer was really good. I feel bad for some of these that came my way after Photor. I get to say
it's tough, right? Yeah.
I really, like, this is one that I rewatched and I went, wow, like that was a really great looking game.
Oh, send me the link to the list that you're pulling from right now.
Yeah, I got you. Because this is actually good. Shout out to Engadget. They actually have a responsible list. Everything's in order.
Nice. Yeah, because everything
and
that
not
is
only
all
that, but they hyperlink to a separate page. So they're getting a lot of clicks from us tonight, Cog.
There we go.
But they hyperlink to another page which has the trailer embedded.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
All right. I'm trying to remember. I think I remember this one. And I was just like, I had to see, okay.
This is Kepler as well. Kepler had to be sitting there so happy with themselves.
Oh, yeah. I remember. So this is Ontos. Yeah, this was the wild one with the rats on the wall. I remember this one. Yeah. This was wild. My only issue, it's weird and cool, but it's like, I did have an issue, I think, with like, I don't know, it was something, not engine-wise off, or maybe model-wise. I was like, okay, I need to see them clean that up just a little bit. It wasn't bad or anything like that, but it looked decent. It looked solid.
All right. Well, Cog, how about this next one here? For Loop, we see J.J. Abrams hit the stage here, and he's alongside Left 4 Dead designer Mike Booth, and they're doing a Left 4 Dead 4-player co-op action style game. It's interesting because this looks like PlayStation's behind it, and I have to praise my chat. I think they kind of had it right here. They kind of were like, PlayStation's Redfall. And I was like, I kind of got that energy too, bro. Like, I know it's a little slanderous of the chat, but I don't know, dude. Like, are you with me on this? Like, I love Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
I just like these imitation 4-player co-op, horde games are just not it. Like, I want, Left 4 Dead 3. And Valve's got a lot of work to do, of course, but all of these attempts to fill that hole for Left 4 Dead, I don't like Back 4 Blood. This even I'm looking at, I'm like, it's not happening. It's just, I look at this, I'm like, it's not, in my opinion, not happening. I like the craziness of it. There's like aliens and robots, some sort of time loop. It didn't look bad, but it just also didn't speak to me. It's like, like another one of these. But am I sour, Cog? Hit me with it.
I actually like the environment and the timeline of what's going on. I think that is more appealing to me. It's a very cool looking environment and world they're in to me.
Sure.
Now, as far as when I saw the characters, that's where it kind of like got a little generic. And I was just like, all right, I'm getting a little generic energy. And I still need to see more to make me set apart. And then obviously, let's be honest, you hear them not doing a Left 4 Dead. So you see the creators of them come out and it's not that. So now I'm trying to force with that emotion. But I will say that it looks better than I thought it would. I mean, better than I would, be normally excited for a game like this. But I'm with you right now. There's still enough generic energy for me to be like, you got to prove more to me before I like flick it. But I do like this kind of sci-fi, I don't know what's going on kind of environment. Sure. I do like the world they're in. The world looks really cool to me. So we'll see.
How do you feel about puzzle games? Order of the Sinking Star is the Starfield of puzzle games. That's what I called it. They're like over 1,000 puzzles Impressive game, though. I mean, when they did that pullout and you saw how they were all interconnected across the world, I mean, this is from the developer of The Witness, which was a very ambitious and transformative puzzle game at its time. And so Braid as well. So, yeah, this is no doubt going to be, I think, fantastic. It's from Jonathan Blow, and it is looking huge. My small brain can't comprehend. I will not be there. I apologize. But it looks lit.
Yeah.
Cog. Are you twisting some Rubik cubes, reflecting some mirrors, dashing around, solving some puzzles here? How are we feeling about this one? It's coming out in 2026.
This one actually had my attention, but for a different reason.
Okay.
It actually had, I've never seen a puzzle game with a narrative. They were like, yo, we got a narrative and they voice acting. And I was like, what? So
you ready to feel emotions?
I was like, am I supposed to feel something? So again, I'm going to watch and see more from, I'm not doing 1,000 puzzles stuff, fam. I'm not doing that. Right. But you're doing something unique enough that I will keep an eye on you because that part did intrigue me. And I like the little, what you call the characters that they had in it from an animation standpoint. So we'll see. I'm not the puzzle guy like that, but if you're going to try to get me, this is how. So we'll see.
You know what also got us? Xbox. Snuck in a little something. They were sneaky this show, bro. You see that little, we'll talk about it, but the little Gears sneak. Then they sneak this in here, bro. Xbox was so like they were budgeting here, bro. They saw, you see that Kotaku report. They're like, these are your rates, Jeff. All right, we're gonna slide in a little announcement here. Let's slide a little announcement in our Game Pass trailer. Like they were kind of two birds, one stone out there. And what we're talking about is South of Midnight, which got a PS5 and Switch 2 reveal on the big stage. So Cog, little gasp of breath over there from Compulsion Games. They're kicking on and winning some awards. Congrats to them.
Oh, so happy. They got severely robbed out of us soundtrack nomination. We're gonna get into that. We're not saying they was gonna win.
Okay.
Lorien, we already know.
Yeah, we know what Lorien Tester is capable of. Yeah.
We know about that. But that was a travesty that South of Midnight didn't get it. So when I saw this, I said, okay, cool. But now as far as the announcement, I'm actually positive about that. Because to be honest with you, Maddie, I didn't think this, me and Addict talked about on the stream. We said like, okay, we figured it did not do well, right? From an Xbox standpoint or PC standpoint. But to me, if you're going to port, it did somewhat comfortable enough for you to do the port, right?
Yeah, there's plenty of Xbox games that took longer to come on over.
Right, and there's some games that never came over. So to me, I'm just like, okay, I said this game to me is more Switch. So when I saw Switch, I didn't know if PlayStation might get it. Be honest, I felt this was a Switch game to at least try to give it a shot. So look, man, player base obviously is over there in PlayStation and Nintendo. I'm just hoping they give it a shot. We all know it's not oh my God, it's the greatest, but it's a very unique experience. It's one of those what I consider a foundational title. They did a lot. They still left some meat on the table. We know they got to fix the combat. We know, right? There's a lot of things, but from a story and unique, they could just what?
You said they left some meat on the table.
They left meat on the table. They left it, man. It's like, come on, man. You got to do more with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to work that. I know I'm getting sus, but I mean, at the end of the day, we know that it's like, man, if the fighting was more varied, right? Yeah. It's more like the combat was very minimalistic and only a couple of trees. Platform is great. Platform was solid. Sound was great, and we got visuals. Oh yeah, so I just want more from that. I think I would love for that to get a little second win. So I was very happy, and then shout out to Compulsion for winning. So that means a lot for a studio to come off with something. So I was super happy for something.
Yeah, good for them. We'll talk more about Xbox in a little bit, but for now,
yes.
Again, we're first hour here. Yeah. My 3 games have gone now.
Yes,
because here comes Exodus. James Olin, who is the lead designer of KOTOR, this is his studio Archetype, and Drew Karpyshyn's writing this game, who happened to write KOTOR and Mass Effect. So here they come, and I'm like, dude, Jeff is like, what's happening? Again, I go, what's happening in the next couple of hours here? Because this is it. This is what I was in the seat for. Like, what is he doing?
I'm satiated.
Yeah, I really was good to go. It does get bumped into early 2027. And I was talking to Locke about it, and Locke was like, well, wouldn't you rather it be polished? I said, Locke, I've been on this campaign, bro. I said, I'm on this. I don't care about Miyamoto campaign. I'm letting emotion speak right now. I'm making sure my fire is felt, and that includes you, Olin. I kid, but the trailer looked amazing. You know, like I want it so bad, dude, because this is the next coming of Mass Effect to me. Like they clearly are like huge fans of Mass Effect, huge fans of Interstellar. They're bringing those together. The party members look good. It's like extraterrestrial, like it's Mass Effect, bro. But I just want to see choice and consequence on display. I think part of it was my own expectations. I felt very confident, like, oh, Exodus is getting a release date. Like it's coming out like September 2026. Like that's what I was thinking. And as the trailer was going on, they were showing more and more and more. I was like, this is going to be a summer game? Spring? Like I was wondering, but early 2027 was a bit of a ball buster for me. I was a glutton. I mean, I'm just out here just gobbling up my Divinity and my Photor. I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. This felt like the universe balancing things out a little bit. Like you're going to wait. But whenever this game comes out, I'll be all over it. It looks amazing. So, Cog, what did you think of the latest trailer for Exodus?
Loved it. Everything about it screams spiritual successor to Mass Effect on every level. You know, even down to the character suits, the way they design, the conversations, the angles they're picking. Obviously, you saw the ship. I'm like, oh, they're going to Normandy kind of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then for me, I always like good extraterrestrial alien design. You know, they had these characters that had these red lights with beams, you know, machine character had these other type of elements. And then the thing looks like they had really bombastic combat set pieces, like boss set pieces that I was like, okay, that's fire. And the thing for me, which blew me away was one thing, as much as I give Hogan this, as much as I slander Andromeda.
Bro, that game. Yeah. Kind of weird.
One thing I always give as far as the world platforming, and then this looked like he had some manipulation of the environment, creating platforming things while you're running across things. I was like, okay, you're doing some cool, unique things in the space that I'm really interested in, because I think that was the only limitation of the initial trilogy from a platforming standpoint. You really didn't jump around or do anything, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. It was more flat level, cover based, that kind of energy. This looked like they're playing in that space, and that to me is one of the few positives of like Andromeda, and they're taking that to the next level. So I'm super excited. Now the key, like you said, is going to come down to story. Do we truly have, choice and consequence, diverging path? How good are these cast members going to be? But I admit, when I did see the release date, it took the steam out, because I'm like, damn, I thought we was ready, because we see you now the second time. So I'm like, okay, 2026 for sure, right? I'm like, damn, 2027. But I'm like, Maddie, I'll be, look, we got a lot to play in 2026, bro. We do. If it's early 2027 or first half of 2027, I won't flip too much. It's like a half a hurt. But this is definitely, a Cog and Maddie title all the way. Yeah. And I can't wait to get our hands on it while we wait for whenever Mass Effect is going to come out. Because this is the Mass Effect we're waiting for. Right?
Yeah, especially with some of our expectations for 2026, where, Fable, Clockwork, we talk about that. And the Holiday Duke episode you should tune into. Yes. If these games arrive in 2026, then I'm glad Exodus is going to have its own window. Like right now, I was like, man, I want that date. But I'm like, yeah, but Maddie, you're going to play all three of those. If they all come out in a similar window, you playing all three of those games? That's tough. So bro. I'm glad Exodus should have its own, at least spot for me, where I can kind of plan accordingly. So that's the win with the 2027 date, if anything. But just incredible trailer. This game's got all the sauce, in my opinion. Like the combat looks really good. The world looks really good. The characters look awesome. The performances look great so far. I like that they have like a central main character here. It's again clear they're like Shepard, or in this case, I think June Aslan is his name. Just like it's very obvious they have a vision here. So I'm really pulling for them, because there's a lot of BioWare likes starting to crop up now.
Yes,
and it's interesting times, man. Like, because we know, at least as we record this, BioWare's still working on the next Mass Effect game. And there was a time where it was like, well, they're the only hope. And then I look at something like this and I'm like, well, if Exodus does its thing, then the void is filled for many of us.
Right.
So,
and is it an Expedition 33 situation where the students surpass the master, because they, they've been in tune so much, they grew up on it, and now maybe they take it to the next level. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
I agree. Control Resonant gets a reveal. And this was a fucking awesome trailer coming out 2026. I'm so behind on Sam Lake games. It's crazy. I've played Quantum Break. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I played Alan Wake on my 360 once. But I've never played Alan Wake 2. I haven't played Control. I'm so behind on Sam Lake games, bro. And like anytime I see his stuff, I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. I should really do something about that. But man, like what a trailer. And I don't know what's going on in it, but they got something there. And I need to play these games because I realized this year, like I love Kojima's brand of weirdness in AAA. Like it's so rare to find. And this game had melee combat. They usually do third-person shooters, but I saw like dashing, zipping around, melee combat. Very unexpected turn of events here. So, Cog, how are you feeling about Control Resonant coming next year?
Looks really good. Now, I'm still kicking myself because I started Control. And I was enjoying it.
Oh, you were having fun too.
I was having fun. I'm like, yo, this is good. I get it. I see. Control feels like one of those, I felt like it was like a late bloomer where people started to gravitate towards it later, a long tail in the cycle. And I'm like, man, I'm having so much fun. And then I forget, there was some generational game that came out. I just can't remember what the timeline was. Because I remember when I started playing this, when they threw it in Game Pass, I'm like, look, I got no excuse. Let's go. Rock out. And then boom, something came out and I just got completely diverted. But clearly you could see the influences from the first, and story and narrative wise, you see a lot of connection there. So the Control lore dudes are going crazy in our chat. And it stylistically, man, it's one thing about Sam Lake, bro. Like he does a lot of things in the space that are very unique. Like you said, almost like Kojima, like in a way, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love this type of energy. It was weird. It was edgy. The combat looked cool, and I'm ready for it. So yeah, I got to play catch up just like you, but I did love this trailer.
100%. But you know what, man? You know what really got me out of my seat? The bet. It's the freaking bet. And E is coming out relatively soon, May 29th. See you at the end of Q2. I cannot wait for this game, dude. It looks so fucking good. It like, look, man, when I saw that one shot of Joker kind of like tied down, getting wheeled through Arkham Asylum, I literally went, that's Asylum. Like they're doing it. Like they're actually pulling from all of these Batman games. I just love Legos and I love Arkham games, and I can't believe they're coming together. This is still to me such an unfathomable video game, especially when WB is falling through the floor. I am cherishing this because we don't know what's going to happen to these game studios. Cog and I were DMing each other today, and we were like, bro, Netflix does not know video games, dude. And those studios, I feel very bad for everyone working there because we were talking. They didn't put any value on them in the deal. They're like, yeah, we'll take them. Bro. What? So this is just an era that we need to like really hold on to. And so they're going out swinging, man. They're going out swinging.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm with you. Normally, I would be like, it's creepy cock energy. I ain't messing with this. But when you put the Arkham fighting system, one of the best fighting systems in gaming, in this, and then I like when they got the Batman callbacks for me. Like I love the Dark Knight and the joint with Bane in it, and they got all that, and then they doing the callbacks. I'm like, yeah, they got me. I gotta rock with this for sure. They do this. They did proper attention into detail with it and the fighting system, and I'm like, yeah, I can't front on this game.
Yeah, it's just. One of probably my most anticipated game when I think about it. Like every time I think about 2026 games, that's the first one that comes to mind. So yeah, this shit's going to be awesome. All right. Next up, double feature announcement here. Unfortunately leaked a little bit beforehand, but what a showing from Tomb Raider. Get a Tomb Raider remake and a brand new mainline Tomb Raider game. And I looked at the camera and you know what I said to my audience, Cog?
What'd you say?
Can you imagine what franchise I brought up in my dreamy world and just saying like, imagine if X did something like this. Wouldn't that be nice? What franchise am I obsessed with that I don't shut up about?
Just already.
Oh, whoa.
Fallout? I mean,
Yeah,
okay, that's all I can think. Okay.
Here comes Lara Croft. We're remaking the first game, but don't worry, modern day fans, we got a new game for you.
Got it.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, that must be so fucking nice.
I get it. I get it. Yep.
Tomb Raider Legacy of the Atlantis, remake of the first Tomb Raider Catalyst, new Tomb Raider game 2027, 2026 the remake is 2026, new Tomb Raider 2027. Both look excellent. Like, I'm very into this, man. I've been behind on Tomb Raider, but I loved the reboot trilogy that they did. Yeah. I thought that kicked a ton of fucking ass. This has Crystal Dynamics behind it. And honestly, I mean, based on what we saw with Perfect Dark, I was like, well, they still got it. And looking at these games, they still got it. I mean, this is the remake of the first one. It's more acrobatic Lara Croft. This is kind of back to basics Lara Croft. Do you see that swimsuit, diving suit? Yeah, Amazon knows what they're doing.
They know exactly.
They know their audience well. They're leaning into Busty Croft. Now, Cog, your thoughts on the Tomb Raider?
This is one of the more iconic franchises that I've gotten into. Shout out to Sav. He's the one that put us on. Tomb Raider means a lot, especially the OG. Like, man, with the hours we spent and doing sadistic things by swan diving off of high structures and see her break her neck. But it was just fun. We just like, let's see what happens. Like, we would do stuff. But yeah, man. And then, some people in our chat was freaking out like, that's not real. She's fighting dinosaurs. I'm like, bro, in Tomb Raider 1, you would do things. You would fight these weird spiritual creatures or whatever it is sometimes in these areas. But when I saw the classic, what do they call it? That front slow flip that she does. Classic stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for me, that's probably the one that's more because that hits home. Not that I'm not excited about a new Tomb Raider at all, but the OG means everything. That was a transformative point in gaming where it was kind of like the start of the third person over the shoulder action style, and it had tremendous puzzles. We were still like, yo, okay, what we gotta do here? Like, we would talk about it as a group while we play. All right, try this, run there, hit that switch, now come back. Like, that energy was Tomb Raider. Puzzles really were done well. So yeah, I'm real more excited for Legacy of Atlantis because of OG, but don't get me wrong. I like what I saw from Catalyst, but Legacy of Atlantis is probably for me day one because I know what that means. That's old school.
Yeah, both of them looked awesome. The acrobatic Lara Croft, the two pistols, the bang, 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 and then also using like the fisticuffs, using like a grapple hook, pulling herself in. There was a lot going on here. I mean, both these games looked awesome, and I'm really, really excited for Tomb Raider fans because like this is the fan dream, right? I know Tomb Raider fans were getting testy though. It was quiet for a while, but that double announcement, man, that's got to hit something different. That's cool. So yeah, these games look great, and I'm very much excited to play some Tomb Raider next year. Saros got delayed. There was, this and Exodus both kind of faced many delays. Saros was originally set to come out March 20th. It's now coming out April 30th. This is the follow-up to Returnal from Housemarque. It still looks really great. So, definitely a game that I would like to play, but I don't have completely marked down on my calendar because I haven't played Returnal yet. And I've heard Returnal is incredible. And honestly, I should get on that, as I've said before, because it's actually different from other PlayStation exclusives in an interesting enough way, which is something I've advocated for. But I do have it in my physical collection. I did buy it. I put my money where my mouth is. Cog, Saros, in or out?
In. This is the one for me. Not that Returnal was whack or anything, but sometimes you can have a good, unique concept, but if I'm not into your world or your characters, it's harder for me, even though I'm like, damn, this game looks cool. This is for me. Like, I love the design of the protagonist and what's going on. And then obviously that unique thing with the bullet hell was so cool, and that concept. So I just feel this world just speaks to me. It just looks good. So yeah, they are going to get my breath. Saros is definitely on the list. I've got some PlayStation games I'm excited about. That is definitely one of them, obviously. And then Wolverine, for 2020. So I got 2 PlayStation games I'm coming into 2026.
No,
actually excited about.
You certainly not. That's impossible. Come on now. That's not allowed.
Late. That's not allowed. Into me.
Well, hey, this is the Hiroki Totoki era, Cog. Maybe he's listening to you. He's like, we got to get the Lord Kanye. Let's go a little more eccentric. Lean into Japanese sensibilities with Marvel's Wolverine.
I'm just happy we love Spidey. Let's see what else they can do with other things. And movies are very unique type of combat, right? So I want to see how, for what that trailer, I was like, oh, okay.
Provided they don't dodge GTA.
Yes.
That's a big question mark.
Yeah, we got to move.
Well, we got a second Star Wars game here. So at this point, I'm just like living my best life. Star Wars Galactic Racer. It's coming out next year, which I was surprised by because this is definitely and I don't mean this in a negative way before anyone jumps the gun. Who was asking for this? Who got this one through the boardroom and said, I know what we need to do. Someone was cooking at Lucasfilms because someone managed to get through an Old Republic game and a pod racing game and be like, higher ups, this will make us money. And I am totally for it. This is pod racing, Cog. This is pod racing. How are we feeling about Star Wars Galactic Racer?
All credit goes to Addict and Jimmy in our stream because I didn't know what was going on. I knew it was Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They were like, Hog, you don't understand. This is an N64 classic.
Yep.
I was like, really? I had 64, but I forgot like maybe 1 or 2 times. I can't remember that. But like, they were like, bro. So I started asking the question. I said, is it going to give me, that wipeout? He's like, oh yeah, you're going to get this. You're going to get, go there. I said, you give me a little F-Zero, a little wipeout, and now you throw Star Wars on it. I'm from that. So I'm like,
Racer, bro. Great game.
Yeah. And they told me about this annoying antagonist that he would come out there and harass you. And they just hated this guy. They saw him at the end of the trailer. And they were going crazy. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. They know
got a narrative.
Yeah, there's some dude, they got a name for him. Apparently, he would terrorize you in these races. He wouldn't come out every race. And he's like a known enemy. So people were like, he's there, he's back. Or they did the sensibilities. So I'm like,
yeah, it's just an unbelievable night for Star Wars, man. Like this is the best thing they got going right now is the video games. They got a lot that I just am praying doesn't disappear into the night sky because they just the names that are there, right? We know the story of Star Wars 1313, Star Wars Ragtag. I'm just hoping that what is announced tonight, none of these games go away. So, Cog, let's break away from some of the announcements and catch up with the award winners here. We're not going to go through every single one of them, but you said you had some bars. Where did you want to spit first?
I mean, are we just going in general? I mean,
you can go generally, whatever category stands out, game of the year, whatever it is. We're going to just talk game awards at this point, and then we'll jump back into announcements, reveals, all that stuff.
Right. Well, we know the Gramage happened today. And to be honest, I needed to see early with certain categories how they were going to play it. Now, I know there was one, we'll say, controversy stuff as far as like, some people feel a way about Expedition 33 in an indie spot and stuff like that. And I understand the sensibility because it is gray area on certain things. I'm not going to push back at anyone like that. So for me, it became, what categories I think other people actually had a shot in winning. And, look, there was some, for the most part, I think they got most things right. There was some things that I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Like, KCD couldn't get one thing.
They were raising some hell on Twitter.
What did I see?
They were like, we got snubbed. And
Daniel Favre was outside of them?
Was Favre outside? I'm sure he
outside?
is.
Who was outside?
Toby was outside.
Oh, Toby was out. Oh, shout out to Toby. Yeah. Damn, what Toby said.
He said we got snubbed.
He said it straight up.
Yeah. Let's see if Favre.
Let me see what Sir Toby.
Yeah, because I did not check Favre, but I know that, yeah.
Oh, he put that we have officially been robbed 2 hours ago. Oh, look, man. The one that I will give them.
Now, Favre was a good sport. He said, on top of all of that, I'm flying with Air France tomorrow. But of course, big congrats to Sandfall.
Look,
good sport.
All I will say is best RPG. That was the category.
I agree.
And I just felt like that was their only shot. And in my opinion, I gave them that one. I gave them best RPG over Expedition. You know what I'm saying? So there's no one doing anything as hardcore. Not saying that we not disrespected Expedition. That was the one I'm like, man, they could have got something. And look, it's tough. We understand the whirlwind that is Expedition 333. I'm not going to be disrespectful of those guys, but yeah, I feel for that. That game was so amazing to not. And then I always, and shout out to the Realm of the Dukes for reminding me, like, let's not be disrespectful to voice acting and where the hell is, Sir Hans and Henry, you know what I'm saying? For their performances, Tom McKay and my man, Luke Dale. Like, they deserve noms. Like, there's no question. So to me, it just showed that, again, the sad thing that, like, look, I'm not gonna be disrespectful because they got nominated for Game of the Year, which I was actually surprised. I didn't think they would even get that, to be honest.
Crazy. It's such a good game, but I get it. People got to play it, right? So
people got to play it, and the hours and the commitment and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel for them. I feel for them on that one. But yeah, I did not see. Thank you for putting me on. I did not see that. But overall, look, I knew the Expedition was going to do what Expedition was going to do. There were just a couple of categories that I'm like, okay, other people could have had a shot there. And, I felt like they could have, give them a couple of those other categories.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. That was all the awards I didn't really have any arguments with. I thought one of the award transitions was strange. It was when they brought out the Street Fighter cast, which wait, your eye rolling? I thought that was kind of it was sick. Cool,
but it's like that movie better be
I kind of thought the trailer was nice. I was having fun. I was like, yo, this looks ridiculous. It was also just a surreal cast. I was like, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns.
It was crazy. Yeah, this is all-star level.
It was so weird, too. Like,
you know what it is? You gotta say, I know why my weirdness is. This, you gotta speak to OG Cog now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I come from video game movies, live action, horrible. I come from the original Street Fighter movie with Jean Van Damme and terrible. I'm from the era when it was just a blatant cash grab with no sense of it. So I'm nervous. I'm like, okay, they got the big names. Please don't mess this up. Please don't butcher. So yes, there's one part of me that's like, oh man, look at Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Look at, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to bring 50 out. I'm like, well, 50 couldn't make it clearly because he's Balor. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, but to your point, what we saw on stage looked amazing from an aesthetic standpoint. In the trailer, it didn't look bad, but I'm just nervous. Like, don't mess this up. As far as
music was kind of sick when everyone was pulling up. Like, it had an, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not a video game guy, but or video game movie guy, but I was like, I was feeling what they were putting out there. I don't know. I might just be getting old now where I was like, damn, this music's kind of nice and I'm feeling the vibe and the energy with the cast was good. And I was like, okay, they're putting a good feeling into this one. And it was kind of a weird meeting of the worlds. But when I bring it up is because after that, they transitioned to an award and they're like, we're here. I'm thinking best fighting game, right? And they're like, yeah, it's I forgot what it was, best game for impact. And I'm like, what?
It was a weird transition.
I think it was for Hades too. I think it might have been best action game or something, which was
I think it was Hades that won. I think at that point.
But it was just that moment of or best multiplayer. It was something like that where I was like, what? I just feel like best fighting game made the most sense. But for me, it was the RPG category that kind of sat with me where I was like, I don't know about that. Otherwise, I feel Expedition kind of got exactly what it deserved. It is a special game. I know people are going to be sick about hearing about it. That there's a lot of people out there who are just like, oh, it's overrated, or, it's not as good as people say. But look, man, what was on display by them tonight was so rare. Seeing that love that team had for each other, that whole team was there. They're small enough that they flew the whole team out there. Think about that. Think about how many times we're here on behalf of we're here because couldn't make it here. We're here, and to my team at home, to my team across the globe, to the team every time. That team is small enough to everyone was there. Every actor, everyone on Sandfall's team, all there. That's incredible. And that's the accomplishment. That they were a small enough team to make that much of a wave. And to have everyone be able to give their own award speeches, it's a Cinderella story, man.
Yeah.
Again, this is what I'm talking about with how we talk about our deaths. We cannot be like, okay, you got your time. Okay.
Yeah.
No. You don't get things like this. Will not happen for a long time. And when it does happen a second time, it's not going to be like that first time where this team of 30 people, I know with lots of support on the side, that's game development, broke through and had an incredible performance and just set the standard in so many ways. Did they get the rub? Yes, they should not be the best RPG of the year.
I agree.
Should they be game of the year? I absolutely think so. No doubt about it.
Yeah, for me, the moments that I got emotional for them, Lorien to start with the music.
Yeah, 1,000%.
The fact they found this guy off SoundCloud, Grammy Award winning stuff, and I forget old girl's name, was the actual vocalist, who's absolutely amazing. And, when he spoke to her, right, that hit. So, you know what hit for me though? As I got a chance to Mael, Jennifer English.
Yeah.
Jennifer English.
No, you know what hit me?
Which one?
Charlie Cox not winning. But you know what also hit me? Sorry.
That was my moment. It was lit when he didn't.
I should have kept this sincere. I'm sorry. What hit me was Ben Starr. I admire
how happy he was for the
that is a selfless dude. Yes. That was incredible. That was he fist pumped like he fucking won, dude. That was powerful to watch. Yes. You know, that was my moment where I was like, what a guy. That's especially with how competitive he was with Final Fantasy 16. Everything I said, I was like, dude, like this has to be the gimme for Ben Starr. And to see him not only not win, which he totally could have, but then to be so thrilled and to hug her right away, like it was his own win. That was, that was so special. Yeah, that was so special.
Mael was my favorite character in that game. And
she did great.
She did phenomenal. So look, I mean, it was again, the most dominant performance in gaming. And again, for the most part, about 80% of that, I did not have a problem with. Yeah, we got RPG. I would say, obviously, if you want to, crack around the indie part or the purest of purest levels, okay, fine, maybe there. But you can't say it didn't have the best soundtrack. You can't say it was no way the game, like, stop. That game to this, like, that game brought so much emotion out of you within the first chapter and the first hour and that world and everything they did. And then the end, like, come on, like, you can say what you want, but you can't say that it's not worthy. And in my opinion, it was the de facto game of the year. So I was good with them. And shout out to Sam for sure. And they gave us content on the day.
Yeah, easy flex. He didn't do what I predicted though. I was wrong. I thought he was going to drop the budget. I thought he was going to flex the budget and be like, we did this with this much.
Right.
Y'all can do better. I thought, but he's, I should have known Guillaume when I talked to him. Super humble guy. Like he just very selfless. I mean, he even had his manners. Like, you go to the stage first. Like he's just, but his mama raised him well.
Oh, for sure. Did you see him pay homage?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Bro.
I love that. You know why I love that? Because I felt like Asobi couldn't do that last year. They clearly wanted to be like, thank you, Nintendo. And they couldn't do it because there was something happened behind closed doors.
Right.
And I love that he did get the name drop like that. That was really important. Cool. The other team I want to shout out is Larian because, dude, you now have 2 Best Actor of the Year award winners from your Baldur's Gate 3 cast. Neil Newman, and now you have Jennifer English. That's Asterion and Shadowheart, dude. That's pretty fucking sick. It reminds me a little bit of Persona 4's cast, where that is a star-studded cast that just kept reappearing in games forevermore. And I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 and Claire Obscure are going to be those like touchstones where you're going to, you already know Ben Starr's in a ton of shit again already.
He's in that new joint. He's in another joint. I heard his voice. It was another game. What's that game, man?
It was the one that they said like Ben Starr does anything for money. And he was like, that was mad funny. Yeah, I love him, man. Great dude. But dude. That was a special night. And the thing that got me welled up was when they were all jumping and hugging each other when they won Game of the Year.
Yeah,
like that was. I mean, dude. Again, like I tried to emphasize it when I was live. I was like, you guys got to understand, like the team having that much love for each other.
Yeah.
Like we see the reports and we talk about it a lot. The backbiting, the burnout. This sucks. That sucks. To see that passion and that love for each other and like we did it, like the team, like the actual team effort. I think that was just an important display for the entire industry. Like we need to see that and be like, that's not supposed to be the outlier. That's like really important.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson for us to all, pay attention and glean from, and it was just so special to see. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I love that game with all of my heart. Like that game is everything to me. So for me, yeah, call me selfish. Like I was just in heaven and I was just celebrating. I felt like I won. So I was just like, yeah, salute to them, man. It was really beautiful to see. So I was talking about chat, put the baguettes in the chat, saying, put 33s in the chat. Yeah. But I was like, everything French fries, French toast, French, everything is going on.
I had a lot of French pride in my chat too. It was
hell yeah, salute, man.
You know what's so funny?
What?
Let me grab this.
Talk to me.
When Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, thought they got, they were saying at Warhorse, they're like, we got robbed.
Yeah.
Someone posted a reply from, I believe, the first the first Kingdom Come Deliverance game. And I'm going to put it in our chat here for our call.
What's going on?
Tell me this is not the most perfect.
Yo!
I'm like, what?
Yo! How they gonna have that as a choice?
Blame the French.
Blame the French as a Henry choice from the KCD. Oh my God,
love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it, man. Look, shout out to Toby. Nothing to feel ashamed about. And in my opinion, you are the best RPG.
Yeah.
You got the nom. You got the nom. I didn't even think they give you the nom, bro. Like, let me be real, because my Shinobi, I'm in my feelings. I felt Shinobi should have been in another category. I mean, we could have pulled out. I know it was a long shot. Anything with Expedition did it. Actually, they lost to Hades. And Ben Fakay was like, damn it, Hades did it to me again. They did it to me with Streets of Rage. But he said it in a fun way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those guys over there. What is they? Supergiant? I forgot the name of those guys.
Supergiant. Yep.
Right. But it's just like, look, man, I get it. You wanted it. Look, let me tell you how real Toby is. Like when I went to see KCD for the first time, they had their chest out. Like this is before Expedition was even announced. Like we didn't know about it. They were like, yo, we got the game of the year. And the confidence of that team. Nothing to feel ashamed of. Oh, bro, they told us. And they let us go at it. You know when a developer lets you go at it in the game preview without hey, only play up to this chapter and stop.
Yeah.
Complete confidence. You have nothing.
Feel bad for them.
Yeah, to be ashamed about. That is a phenomenal game. We get it. Trust me, you guys are gonna be okay, man. I get the soreness right now, but I definitely think you were the RPG of the year, and I think that's that thing. I will give you that one if you want to feel that. But I would just say, be careful with the robbery talk. Only because it's gonna come off like the bitter. You know what I mean? I don't want that on your jacket. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? We know what that is, and I know you're sore right now, but that's the only thing I would have reframed to that. But hey, they say it with their chest. Man. Yeah. But salute to them. That game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is amazing.
I like that they care. Not that you don't, but I like that they were competitive enough to care. And spite is a hell of a motivator. Watch out for their next RPG.
But see, what I worry about is the politics of the industry. And you know how some people.
I don't like that. I'm not voting for him.
You know how this is a very
cliquish. That will never change, right?
Oh, he ain't gonna never change. Yeah. But let's be honest. Like even in the first one, they got flack for things outside of the game that don't have nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, it's stupid though. Yeah,
which is stupid. This shouldn't happen. But you got to remember, our industry is, for the most part, run by very like-minded individuals. I'll just leave it at that.
Is
right. So when you have those group with the same kind of ideologies, and then you got another group who is in the minority who don't share that ideology, sometimes ideologies get penalized.
Come on, Daniel.
That's all I'm saying. I just don't want you to get any extra minuses off of your outside of your work.
Yeah.
Let your work speak. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. That's all. But yeah, shout out to them, man.
Absolutely. Let's get out of the award speech here and talk more games. Resident Evil Requiem. Leon Kennedy, worst kept secret. But finally, we see him. We see some gameplay, guns being shot, roundhouse kicks being thrown around here. And we learned that it's a survival horror game when you're playing as Grace, I believe her name is. And when you're playing as Leon, it's action-packed. You know what this reminded me of, bro? And I think people are going to hate this one, but it sounds like Resident Evil 6, guys. I mean, Resident Evil 6 is very popular for its multiple gameplay style. Like you had the Chris Redfield campaign, which was a straight up third person shooter. You had Leon, which was more attempt at like traditional modern Resident Evil. You had the Ada storyline, which was a little more survival horror. And then you had the Wesker storyline, which was QTE Central. Yes. It's a very flawed video game. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of problems with it. But I really like the design of that game. It's really fucking weird. But it's definitely the worst of Resident Evil in a lot of ways. But I love that they're actually pulling from that era. Like, that's what this feels like to me. And it looks awesome. So I'm in, and Leon is so cool. Can we, like, dude, I was getting goosebumps watching this one. And I'm not even like a long time, like I played Resident Evil 4 very late compared to most. But it's such an incredible game. And so to see him like beard and everything like that, it pulls something out of you, man. I'm like, wow. Like, we come so far. So I don't know. What are you thinking, Cog?
Man, look, when we got to get the numbers up, we got to bring the guard back. I mean, the guard of Resident Evil. Look, Chris Redfield fans, you're going to have to get out your feelings. The guy is back, bro. When Leon is the guy, when you see the bomber, you see the haircut, you know what it is. So when I saw that, I said, oh, they're about to break the bank. This is the guy. This is the protagonist, and it looks so cool. And the fact that obviously this did get a little spoiled before, but it was just so dope to see. So I already liked what I see from Requiem prior. This just now throws it to the next level that my man's is back. I'm Team Leon all day, every day. And I love to see it. So, yeah, we kicking things. Hopefully the boulder's back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now, all jokes aside, I'm super happy to see him in the game and to have that different, mechanic as well. So, yeah, I'm in.
How caught up are you on Resident Evil?
For the most part.
Like, have you played any of the spin-offs or anything? Have you like Outbreak? Because I've heard like Outbreak went time that, or like have you?
Yeah, Outbreak. I just did the main joint and the one with the village and what you call it, Lady D and all that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stick main. I don't really deviate off too much.
Okay. Yeah. I'm curious because I want to do like a really big Resident Evil binge. I don't know. I've just had that feeling. I mean, because I've played so many survival horror games this year, and I'm like, I love this genre a lot. Like, I'd love to just start churning through this series a little bit more and like its respective spin-offs. Like, I've dared to play what was it? Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, I remember that.
And that game is only saved because Umbrella Chronicles exists or whatever it's called, which was oh man, I remember seeing that at PAX East and literally like back then when I didn't give a fuck about frame rate, I was like, what the shit am I playing? Like I just that was really bad. Bad days for Capcom. They've really stepped it up since then. Shout out to RE Engine. They've done great work since then. Cog, this next one, I thought of you. Gang of Dragon. This is from Toshihiro Nagoshi, which, by the way, I don't know if you heard when the Nagoshi Studios popped up. Did you hear that one dude in the crowd scream?
Yes.
That was so funny. That caught my attention. I said, what is this? I said, who is that? Chat fills me in. Creator of Yakuza. Left. Made his own team, Nagoshi Studio.
Oh, that's what
this is the game. It's deep in development, no release date, but I thought this looked so good. Bro, RGG, for the first time in a long time, you're getting challenged. And it's by the man who gifted you the crown. And he's coming back to take it now. The acting, the cutscene style, the kind of goofiness of like this dude gut punching someone so hard they blast across the room and drop their pistol, or that he takes the pistol out of someone's hand. They got two dudes pointing guns at him, but no one shoots. Like, that's Yakuza. And I thought this was beautiful. I got to check in on our man, Jason Polanski, see how he's feeling with this. He's the Yakuza guy.
I ain't know Polanski. Yeah. I ain't know that's the homie right there. I got to tap in.
He was one of our last DDUs. He told me why the Yakuza pilgrimage is worth it. And he bless his soul, he's on the Trails pilgrimage. We were texting the other day.
Slow.
Oh, yeah, he's about to do the double champ feature at some point soon. But dude, I got to hear his thoughts on this because I thought this looked so good. What are our thoughts?
I ain't gonna hold you, Maddie. I'm gonna say something outlandish.
All right, go ahead.
No, we ain't seen full gameplay. This is my game of the show. This was when I saw this, I said, one, what is this? Two, I thought it was RGG at one point. I'm like, what's going on? This is the evolution. This is a post, well, I don't want to spoil, but a post world with the major characters. So I was just like, okay. And then I saw my man, Beefy Boys, we outside.
Yeah,
they told me that he's the dude from Doctor Strange. They saying that's wrong.
Oh, really?
I never see them wear. That's what they telling me. So, Jason, you got to put me on game. I like your man. We outside. You know what I'm saying? Lord Beefy's out. Then I just was in Shinjuku. So when I'm like, oh, they in the streets for real. When you see that header where he's at, and when they give up at the very end of the trailer, then it says
Kamurocho.
Bro, I'm like, we out. It looks so good. Now, granted, we have not seen the gameplay. This is just the vertical slice cinematic trailer kind of thing, but the grit, the edge, what they're going for, to me, even seems like a more grittier. You know what I'm saying? Yakuza. So I am for this. This is my most this is now risen up as my antithesis. Now, don't get me wrong. RGG got a joint though. What was that joint? They look like they taking it back to 19.
It was Project Fantasy, but what did they end up calling it?
Project, whatever. You know which one. So these two, because Project was but I ain't going front. And thank you for giving me I did not know this was the OG of Yakuza that created this and that left. So if he left RGG to do his own thing, so the family breakup, I'm here for this.
Yeah, the RGG game was Project Century. It's now called Stranger Than Heaven, which also looks good.
Stranger Than Heaven, I'm super hyped for, but I ain't going front. Gang of the Dragon, I am there. That I was the most excited.
Yeah,
this had me out of my seat on the show.
Yeah, I'm really interested to know what the development style for this is going to be like. Because is he going to go for the consecutive releases that Yakuza is known for? Like, how long is this series off for?
Right.
Really interesting, and also very interesting that he left the team that's put out so much content to go make his own team and make a very similar looking style of game.
Yes, but this
he doesn't like Ichiban either. He left in 2021, man.
Look, I'll give you this. This feel like the grit.
Yeah, the Kiryu.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shut up. I see you through that Kiryu back in there. Listen, this look like some hardcore gangster-ish. And I'm for this. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, we love all lighthearted and all that, but we in the streets with this. And I love this choice. So yeah, they had my attention.
He's killing in this. And I think that's a huge difference maker, because one thing that like Kiryu killed, but like this guy had a assault rifle and was just opening fire while covered in blood. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
there's a different level of M4 mature in this.
Yes.
Like when the guy got shot in the head in that bar, it was like, oh shit, like you just like saw the bullet like right in his head. There's a level of, as you said, grit that this has.
I like the watch game, and I like the trip. He was. Yeah. I was about Lord.
He makes such human looking characters that are still very cool.
Yes.
So he's got to have a body slam fighting style, bro. Like wrestling.
Yeah, rough and tumble. Then they showed you, if you look on the website, they got more stuff. He got the gun with the he doing stuff like car. They got some car stuff going on. If you go to the Twitter account. Oh yeah, I tweeted. I'm gonna show you. I tweeted them. I was like, I'm there.
Oh, hold on.
There's more stuff going on. Let me see if I can get you that, John.
Yeah,
I was super hyped for what I saw. Hold on. You should see Twitter account here. Gang of the Dragon. And if you go to the Steam
Lord
page,
Beefy, you said on your own Twitter account, Lord Beefy is outside in these streets.
I'm with y'all. When they was in Shinjuku, I said, I had to let them know I was there too. I was in that hood too. So I'm there with them. I'm here. We rolling. Lord Beefy's is outside. So you on the Twitter account right now? You go to the Steam page?
I'm looking at the Steam page here. Yeah. Oh man,
we got things going on, bro.
Third-person shooter.
Third person.
He's got a minigun.
Minigun with the jaw. I like how the fighting with
car customization.
Customization. I love that first pick, him with the suit snuffing the dude with the staircase in the back.
Yeah.
I like it. Just looked like it's doing something. I like it, but the gap with the third person. Whoo. Yeah. I'm about all this. And that engine, whatever engine
killing.
is going.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. This looking clean.
Like Kiryu always killed, but it was kind of like that superhero kill, like you boot him off a building, but like they somehow just didn't die. And Kiryu's kind of like that character. This though is like, holy shit.
He looked like just the murder going down. He said this story unfolds with heated, intense human drama. Yeah. Well, I'm about it, man. Wow. Action adventure.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, we have the actor here.
Madong Sig. Let's verify. Is this our man from Doctor Strange? Is this our man? Let's see.
Am I in DBing him? Mm-hmm. Train to Busan.
Oh no, he's different. I don't think that's him. That's somebody else. No, this ain't Doctor Strange. They got it wrong. My chat got it wrong. He look like he doing his own thing.
Yeah.
He in his own little gangster movies too. Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil.
Also known as Don Lee.
Okay, Don Lee Instagram. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Don Lee in the building. All right.
Yeah, this is great. This is gonna be a good one, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Beefy Boys, we outside, man. Cheeseburgers and all that. We doing that. We out here.
Cog, how are we feeling about Invincible Versus? We got a release date for this one. It's coming out April 30th, 2026 for Xbox, PlayStation, PS, and PC. And this is one that continues to just look really fucking good. Like I am so down with what they're doing here because it looks like Marvel versus Capcom with its fighting style, but it's also so bloody that it's very, very Mortal Kombat like. But then the voice acting for this trailer, they introduced Elemental, and like her performance was just like so. It reminded me of Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, you know, there was a reverb to the voice when they yelled, and it was very epic feeling. Presentation style is like way better than I think anyone could have ever expected with this game. So yeah, I just think this one looks great. I know we've seen it a lot of times. They did like an alpha and everything like that, so people have already laid hands on it, but I just wanted to update everyone on the release date. I thought it looked awesome. And Cog, if you have any extra thoughts, then fire away.
I got a chance to play this game at Summer Game Fest in its initial iteration. Phenomenal. It played well. It looked fantastic. The thing about it, where again, I have the utmost confidence as a Tekken guy. You know, one of my favorite guys in the fighting game community was this guy named Rip. Shout out to Rapol. He used to do Level Up Your Game. And Level Up Your Game this is hardcore fighting sensibilities, training, learning the intricacies of fighting games. Mm-hmm. And this channel, it was one of my favorite channels to watch. And they hired him. Mm-hmm. And now he's a consultant, not a consultant, he's like a main person on the team. Mm-hmm. So when I saw Rip there, I said, the FGC is going to get the proper respect on meta and game mechanics and style. And then again, as a person who's new to this app, people like, Cog, you know what I said? Don't think this is some cute people dying, bloodying up, getting. I was like, so I'm late to this, and I'm like, yo, this looks cool. So art style, every day. And then obviously what we saw today, and she almost looked like a Storm-like character, you know what I'm saying? Which I thought was dope. And I just love, like you said, the brutal Mortal Kombat style. They get busy in this world. So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very, very pumped for that one. What we have next here, a little pit stop with Blizzard. Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred. New expansion for Diablo 4, which was already teased right before the show. Mephisto is here. I don't have a ton of thoughts on this one, but you know, nice Blizzard pre-render trailer is always nice to see. They definitely spend a lot of money on that stuff. But I don't know, I'm not like really in Diablo land right now or ARPG land. Like I'm waiting for Path of Exile 2 to hit 1.0.
Okay.
That'll otherwise be it for me. But I'm curious, Cog, if this has enough to pull you back in, because I know you've come back to Diablo 4, especially when that one time you were on that Destiny love-hate relationship and you went, you know what? I'm going over here. So are we diving back in just as Destiny was starting to warm up a little bit for you?
No, I definitely go. This is going down because my thing with Diablo, I already figured out what it is, but I love-hate with them. I like your expansions and when you have full story content. Mm-hmm. When you do seasons, I don't like you. Because you telling me to start over and you telling me that I'm not for none of that. But I ain't gonna front. Like beating the main story of Diablo and the Lilith story and Mephisto was teased throughout for those who beat it. Bro, I'm here for that. I'm as a person who loves that character, that ethos. Like they actually told a good story to me in Diablo. So yeah, I'll be up knocking for the story, and it's a quick romp for the most part. Not quick romp, but you know, it's doable kind of thing. But once they try to keep me on the long hamster wheel with their season stuff, I ain't really with that. So yeah, I'll be there for that though. I did like what I saw from
Okay. Good. This next one was a big one. This was an audience that I went to war with before in the KOTOR war. That's Total War. So leading into this, Total War is like, we have a nice, exciting new chapter. And you fucking Total War fans convinced yourselves this was Total War, the Old Republic, that it was going to be the Sith and the Old Republic fighting against each other. And I told you guys, get the fuck out of here, because there was a nice leak of the dev tools during their little celebration stream that had a little text there. It said 40K. And I went, out of here. It's Star Wars, baby. Out of here. Now, Warhammer has already been a big part of Total War. They did Total War Warhammer 1, 2, 3, and I'm best friends with the guy who has thrown hundreds of hours into Total War Warhammer 3. So he texted me immediately. This was like his game of the show. He's like, and I mean, it is a perfect fit when you play Space Marine 2 and you see like the types of wars that they throw on. But this trailer, bro, this is why Creative Assembly is the best at what they do, because when they pulled out that camera, you saw like the fight on the ground, they pulled out and you see the fight in space, and this is happening in real time, and they pull out again to the entire universe as I knock Revan over. As they pull out more and more, I'm like, this is fucking crazy scale for this game. It's really hard to wrap your head around. This is, for those who love these types of games, probably the most dangerous time sink of all time. It's very, very scary. So Cog, what do you think of a new RTS game set in the Warhammer 40K universe?
First, full transparency, I had to be educated on this. Like, I didn't understand the true scope until I spoke to Iron Rook, until I spoke to Jimmy's in the chat. I'm like, okay, guys, educate me. You guys are the RTS guys, or people who know RTS. How big is this collabo? Is this epic? And they like, Cog, you have no idea. Because I understood the 40K part. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. That's huge. But people are like, Total War is the game. That's like the champ outside kind of energy. That's what people are saying. So this collabo is on epic proportions. Now, when I watched it as a casual, it felt very synergistic. I'm like, ooh, they fit in really good. And to your point, when I sort of scale back, so I was like, okay, this is not for me. I'm not the RTS guy, but I understand the moment. And now you tell me your friend who is like game of the show. So I know this is breaking. This is breaking the sound barrier for people right now.
Yeah, so, like this is such a good fit. It was kind of like people like he put a ton of time into Warhammer 3 and he loved it, but he always said to me, he's like, 40K is like the obvious fit here. Like you just got to do it. And so to see them finally do it is really exciting here. So shout out to Creative Assembly. I'm glad Total War fans got what they wanted and Star Wars fans got what they wanted. We all get to go home happy here.
You're messy.
I do think a Total War Star Wars game would be amazing. Just not you can't, now you can infringe on Old Republic. Now if I see anything Old Republic, I know my remake's on the way. I know I got Fate of the Old Republic. I'm good, homie. I'm good. You guys can have your Total War now. Now that you're not going to rob my announcement, you can have Total War the Old Republic. Permission granted. I'll be there literally with you in the crowd, fist up in the air. Yeah, let's go. Don't worry. I got your back, Total War fans, but this was a night we got to collectively celebrate.
Fair enough.
This was a really interesting announcement. Ace Combat 8, Wings of Theve. This bad boy had a narrative, Cog. I heard this series kind of goes hard, but I wasn't ready for what Bandai was packing into this trailer. Like it was like an emotional story, like characters just like hanging their heads. I'm like, bro, you pilot a plane. What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? So I know there are people out there. Like I remember when I talked silly about this one other stream, and I think it was like Ace Combat 7. People were like, no. You don't get it. This is an amazing franchise. It has like a full story that connects across all these games. I'm like, really? I was so ignorant to it. But then I see this, I'm like, I kind of want to play this. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'll actually make time for it, but I kind of like this and went, okay, that's one way to get me in. Like, I'm kind of interested in this. Cog, what were our thoughts on Ace Combat 8?
Bro, me and you in the same pocket. First comes on, I'm like, oh, whatever, some plain dogfighting game.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, bro, why is this hitting? Why is this like some emotional, deep narrative with dope cinematic? But you know where it hit for me? I'm good at my voice actor game. So I hear Deborah Green, which is the voice of Thorn.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ace Combat got the nerve to have a budget to be putting in these high level I said, I have to see what's going. And graphically, it looked good. And here's the funny thing: I grew up playing Ace Combat games. I used to play and they see the reason why I like these type of games. Microsoft Site said they don't come for me. It's like it would be the relationship that people have with motorsport and Horizon. I'm a Horizon. I like casual. I don't need no flight stick. I don't need to be measuring air pressure. I just want to get in there, shoot, target, and go. Shoot them. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Ace Combat was that. I used to play it was always a looker. But then you just fall off because it was just got repetitive. I had no idea they had story. Bro, Ace Combat 8, low key. I'm there. Like, I'm like, yo, I did not. This was not on my bingo card to be excited about some Ace Combat game.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
I also love reading these comments, bro, because it's they're in their own world, but there's so many of them. This trailer went up 3 hours ago, 63K views already, at least on our side of things. Obviously on the back end, we know YouTube numbers are updating constantly. Yeah. So these are like way higher, but I'm reading some of these comments on their trailer. Apologies about my dog. Arsenal Bird. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Bro, trust me, do not buy real estate in USEA. This continent keeps getting leveled by major wars. They finally dragged Keiki Kobayashi away from the horse girls and back to the Latin singing Jets. I'm like, what are they fucking talking about?
What's going on?
Like, first time Ace Combat acknowledged WSO. What? Like,
so there's some deep lore?
There's lore. Yeah, I've heard that. That's the one thing I've heard about Ace Combat is that there's legit lore to this. And bro, if you read the comments on this trailer, they're like picking shit out. Like, it's like me talking about like, oh, I think that was Bastila when I was talking about this. Like, people are hitting me with that, but it's Ace Combat 8. And I don't mean it disrespectfully. Again, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, wow, I didn't know it really ran this deep for people.
Yo, people are getting emotional.
After 6 long years, we went back to the skies.
Belka's going to pull something. I could feel it. Like, they know these people. Holy, this is peak. I used to pray for times like this. Bro, he literally threw the Meek Mill on this. That's wild.
Honestly, there was a lot of Meek Mill getting thrown. I threw out a Meek Mill tonight.
I saw it. I loved it. I loved it.
Casey Hudson back on Star Wars. I was like, bro, I used to pray for times like these. Come on now. But
people like, yo, our ritual work, salvation. We're so back at fellow aces. Yo, we won, boys. Look at the likes on these messages. Yo, you right. Yo, these comments. The deep Ace Combat lore.
Yeah. This part of my life, this little part is called.
We clouded, but they dead serious. It's good for them, man.
Yeah,
to see this type of energy for a franchise clearly means that they are back in the direction they need to be, what people fell in love with this thing for. So, I'm in.
It's good stuff, man. Well, congrats to the Ace Combat fans. I hope some of y'all write in our comments. I would love to know. Like, hit us with like a lore Bible. Just
we need it.
Character limit on YouTube and just write a whole book.
Bro, somebody said the rituals paid off. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And like, that's just something, man. That's
special.
That's special. Phantom Blade Zero, Cog. It got a release date. A September release date. I think one of the few to plant their flag that deep into the year. But this is the epic samurai ninja style game exclusive to PlayStation, as well as Steam and Epic Game Store. And again, coming out September 9th next year. Looks pretty good. Some of the like quick time events in it looked weird. Like, I've been waiting for the catch with this game, and I feel like this was the trailer that gave us the catch, like the triangle hovering over the character in the middle of combat. Like, it just seemed that might have been the catch. I don't know, because some of the combat animations and like the fluidity of it all looked so good. Like, at one point, did you see the Drunken Master style combat? I was like, that is some of the most unbelievable animation work I think I've ever seen in a game like this. That shit was crazy, bro. I feel like I could only get that in Tekken. Forgot who the character was who was kind of.
Shout out my man Lei Wulong. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I thought that was maybe the closest we could get, but this looked really good in that department. But I'm like, I think maybe is it the QTE stuff? Like, is that the catch here? But this game looks so good. So, Cog, will you be there in September? I feel I know the answer.
Depends.
What else is coming out?
At first, I was like, Souls again.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, I don't want misery. I don't need that in my life. But
misery.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, y'all doing real martial arts sensibility. And it looked like when he beat Drunken Master, he took on Drunken Master style himself at some point in the trailer. What's giving me hope is this. When I saw that QTE, that press triangle, and I'm like, well, if you Ninja Gaiden 4 this, you may have me. Throw the help and give me some elixirs after 5 behind whippings. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little accessibility for old cog and I might be in there. But if you demon Dark Souls me, I gotta sit it out, because it looks for the. I just shout out to Ebontis, all you guys who put in that pain. I'm not doing this if it's pure Souls, but if it's not, and you coming for the old, you give me old man mode.
You need accessibility mode here.
Give me a little QT. When I saw that triangle, I smiled. Bro, I was like, oh, me and Jimmy was like, oh, they coming for old heads. I'm like, see, that's how you get me. You got to give me a little something. Let y'all y'all young boys do what y'all do. I ain't trying to fight with the first boss 36 times. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like, I understand. This is why, Lies of P is for you. They gave you the, as you would call it, I don't think you're an old man, but the old man mode. They were looking out for you, bro. So, yeah.
We'll see. But it looks phenomenal.
It does look good. But this next one, dude, I may have actually yelled a little bit louder for this than Photor, if I'm honest with everyone, because at that point, I think my brain was relieved of the Star Wars stress. And now I was like, I'm done with surprises. So when Jeff's like, we got this special IP and it's not been around for quite some time. And I'm like, what is it? And I'm watching these dates go by on the side and I'm seeing it pop up a lot. And I'm like, this is a franchise that's gotten a lot of new video games. What could it be? When that door opened and I saw Mega Man, it was that like hair on end. I went, oh. Now, Cog, won't be real.
I already know what you're going to say.
There was a moment of just like, oh, it's fucking classic Mega Man. And you know who I thought of? I thought of Colin's shit-eating grin. I was like, no doubt he's very happy right now. But I was like, okay, no, but it's new Mega Man and they're back. I said, I've begged modern Capcom, come back to Mega Man. But at the end, the armor starts to pop out and extend. And suddenly it looks more like X's armor. And it's called Dual Override. Like, here's the thing I was really afraid of, bro. I was afraid that trailer ends and it says Mega Man 12. I really didn't want to see Mega Man 12. But seeing Dual Override, I was very happy because I saw a little piece of the X. I saw a little piece of the classic and I went, this is a vision that I could totally get behind if this is where they're going. I don't know if that's where they're going, but that was my read as a fan.
Okay.
And I feel like it's the kind of unification, kind of what Lara Croft's going through right now, where they're doing with unified Lara, right? They're bringing this Survivor one forward. I feel like they're kind of unifying the X and classic style into something that's familiar yet fresh. And I just couldn't believe it was him. I couldn't believe. I felt like Mega Man was so forgotten, as in there's just no, like, Jeff wouldn't build it up this way. And God damn it should have been the last announcement of the show. And we'll talk about what the last announcement of the show was. But
we're going to talk about that.
But yeah, dude, this should have absolutely, this or Fate of the Old Republic should have closed the show. But it's coming 2027. And it says override challenges and blast down legions of robots while springboarding across a new array of futuristic frontiers. Again, comment section here is lit, Cog.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, Proto Man whistle at the end. Like, lore geeks are on it tonight, man. So yeah, Mega Man Dual Override was such a unexpected surprise. It was not on my bingo card at all. I'm very happy about it, though. Looks good. I know some people are already comparing the art styles because Mega Man 11 and Mega Man Dual Override, they're like, oh, they look kind of similar, bro. Like, let's give them time. Capcom has never, they've not been off for since like, when was the last bad game they put out? I can't think about it. I can't, I'm being genuine. I'm not even like trying to suck them off here. I'm like, when was the last bad game they put out? So
I mean, you can make the argument they're the de facto publisher right now.
Yeah, they have been on fire since like Resident Evil 7 is when it really started. I feel that was like everything 2017. Like, so they get all the benefit of the doubt for me. Like, even when I looked at it, I was like, all right, this looks a little simple. Like, dude, they'll be fine. They have that trust in me right now. So, Kai, what did you think of Mega Man Dual Override?
I don't have the sensibilities.
Okay.
But I knew the first two people I thought about was Colin and Maddie. And I'm like, I know they're going crazy right now. And for me, I
gotta see Colin's reaction to this because I know they were streaming.
Yes, we got to look at that because they streamed as well, the Sega Boys. It looked cool. You know, it looked cool. And you know what I'm happy about? Look, I'm going to say the reason why I don't have the attachment to Mega Man is that was during the NES days. And, you know, when they first came out, I was so entrenched in the Sega ecosystem that I never got a really chance. I played like one or two, but I never really grew up with them and didn't have the sensibilities. But when I saw EX and I saw other things, I'm like, okay, this is cool. But there's a clamoring for this, right? There's a huge demand. And to see, I don't know if you saw, there was a statement that they put out and went like, hey, we're going to commit to this franchise. Like, and I said, okay, that people been waiting to hear that for them because it felt like the stepchild, like they wanted to go away from it. They didn't want to do anything. This is great, man. Like, you're serving both bases. And I'm trying to find, hopefully you can get me a timestamp because you're more deep with the EX lore and all that stuff. So I was curious about this moment that you were saying where you saw like the suit do something.
It's literally the end when he's looking over the city and the fireworks are going off. It's actually the trailer thumbnail even. Like, you see the light on the back of his head. Like, he's got more, it's not really the X style, but he's got more layered armor to him. Like, I think they're taking in X sensibilities. Like, I think he's going to get upgradable parts or something like that, which is what the X franchise did. Like, you had to find the helmet, the chest piece, the legs. They would give you different abilities. I think that's what they're going to do here. But
I'm sorry, again.
I was just going to say, I think it looks so great.
No, it looks good. And to your point, you know, it's got to be something different in the sense that they didn't throw the number on it, right? This is something else, right? Yeah. So yeah, dual override. So yeah, this is dope, man. As people who, I love to see people happy about a franchise they love so much coming back, and it looks like they're putting the care in. Like you said, who are we to judge Capcom right now? They gotta get the benefit of the doubt. They even give me my in the corner, you know, Konutsugami Path of the God, like everything they touch.
Anyone, I'm looking at these images in the trailer again. I think anyone looking at this and being like, this doesn't look good, as in like visually speaking, it's out of their mind. Like, it's simplistic, yes, but like it's going to evolve more because it's still over a year out at the very least.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I don't know. I look at this and I'm like, I think 2D side scrollers need a level of simplism so you can actually read what's happening on screen. Because Mega Man games are notoriously tough. So keep that in mind. But what a incredible surprise. And PlayStation Blog does point out, Dual Override arrives in 2027, the same year the series will celebrate its 40th anniversary. And I think that's something special. Yes. I love when franchises celebrate anniversaries in a good way. New games are fun. I remember when I remember this year there were a couple of anniversaries.
You outside.
I love that stuff, man. It's awesome. All right. Cog, to close us out here. Final game of the show.
Let's get it.
Jeff wanted to switch up the formula a little bit, and you could feel that at the opening of the show, I think. Like, he opened up with by the way, I should have given credit earlier, a beautiful message about his father and the healing of video games. Yeah. I mean, I like that Jeff's becoming comfortable enough to be real like that, but that was like from the heart. And that was something I feel everyone, even his biggest haters, felt.
Yes.
That was powerful.
Very much so.
Opens up with that, and they open with awards. And it's not, I mean, again, I got Fate of the Old Republic to open it, so I know it was like 12 minutes before we got our first reveal, but normally he's like, thanks for coming to the Game Awards. Here's our first world premiere. And like, he gets right into it. But there was a level of treating it like an award show right away. So the template was a little bit shifted this time around. And instead of closing with something that's far off, like a look into the future, which was Fate of the Old Republic, he flipped it. And he gave that slot to a game coming out really, really soon in Highguard. Now, these are from some of your peeps, Cog. This is from some. It's got mass dislikes on the Game Awards.
Wait, what? Bring it up.
I didn't know this. I click on the trailer to get like the date and the information and everything. Yeah. On the Game Awards site, it's at 240 likes and 1.1K dislikes.
Oh, no. Yeah,
it's from the creators of Titanfall and Apex Legends. So I thought of you, Cog. I was like, oh, okay. It's a PvP raid shooter. Mm-hmm. And it's coming out in January. It's coming out very soon. How do we feel?
This was tough because
reaching down to earth, eh?
Yeah, like obviously I'm a huge fan of Titanfall, right? And anybody associated with that, I'm in. The problem was when this is the when you pay for this spot, this is the heavyweight moment. Who got this spot prior to Game of the Year? Who, like, I believe one year was Monster Hunter, last year. It's usually a heavy hitter. So for them, shout out to them for even getting this spot. But I felt the moment was too big for this game. Not saying
it shadow drop. That was the thing. Yeah. I was saying to my chat, I was like, oh, this has to be coming out tonight because it's the only way it justifies itself. But it's a month from now. I'm like, even then, bro, like that's how you open the show, in my opinion. This is a show opener. Closer, though, I think it was a misread. That's what it felt like.
They're trying some. I like the little horseback, the lordy stuff. Okay, but I'm gonna be, I didn't resonate with the character today. He looked too generic. I don't know, something about that main guy I didn't like. I like the horseback stuff.
Well, the ideas look solid. Yeah,
it looks some cool stuff with his space, but it wasn't. Again, not saying the game's gonna be, but it just wasn't wowing enough for the moment.
Yeah.
So now we done had all these highs. We had, Knights Republic, we had Gangs of the Thing, we had Exodus, we had all these, oh my God, the mega. And then you come with the new IP that looked like, okay, it's okay, you're destructing, but I just didn't feel it. I just felt bad that they got put in this spot. Or maybe their bag was so crazy and they paid for it, but it was just like, and Jeff, to his credit, he didn't play favorites. He let them rock, I guess. But I just felt this moment was too big for them. Not saying the game, it's going to be terrible. I like some of the destructible environments. I like some of the things that I saw. It didn't graphically wow me as much as I thought it would be too, kind of thing. But look, we'll see what's the name of this? Highguard. Yeah, Highguard.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, man. I think it was okay. I feel bad in one sense because this sounds extreme and I could be dead wrong. And I'll correct myself if I'm dead wrong. But right now it feels like they permanently damned this game. They went into a spotlight where it will be remembered for this moment. I don't know if the casuals end up in turn picking this up and streaming it, and it becomes, because that's the way this thing gains steam, right? Like it's targeting that. But it feels like a misread because we've gotten these last couple of years incredible competitive shooters just dropped into our lap at the Game Awards. We got Marvel Rivals and the Finals, which are both like shadow drops, and they were both amazing video games.
Yeah.
So I know Highguard couldn't come out in January. So why was it put in a slot and a position where it should be out like now?
Right.
At least the haters would have been like, I'll give it a shot, I guess. Like, it's free to play. Why not? But it's a studio with no cachet.
Right.
Just a resume of like past devs. And it wasn't ambitious or unique enough looking to warrant that slot. And I feel bad because I'm sure that whole team's like, this is a huge moment for them. They've been keeping it a secret for so long. And I'm sure they're like so excited, like, we're closing the show. That's insane. And for it to blow up in your face like this, it's like, oh, this shit's DOA now. Like, that's got to be really a tough pill to swallow. Like, they have to search for that positivity right now. Because I just went through like 5 different trailer sites, and it's just not. It's not clicking the way that the other heavyweight announcements did.
And I agree. And I think it's literally just the result of the spot it was in. It really took the air out of the building. People, man, think about this. People have been sitting there seeing amazing trailer after amazing trailer. You've been sitting there for 3 hours. You expecting the never before seen game, the IP that you've been waiting a long time for to see. And I'm not trying to be like, it almost came off like generic looter shoot, game X. Yeah. Again, they're doing cool things. I'm watching it. now that I'm rewatching, it is doing cool things in the space, but it's going to be one of them games that this ain't doing no favors, and you gonna have to play it, and the community gonna have to rise it up. But it took a hit. It took a hit. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think it looks awful. I just it's again one of those things where the reason I think it got damned permanently is because the moment and what it means. And I think for them, the one unpredictable element that I will say I feel sympathy for them with is a lot of people thought this was Half-Life 3 spot.
Yes, and Half-Life didn't come. So now you coming in there thinking, oh yeah, Half-Life 3 is going
like this is going to make up for that. Don't worry.
That's what it was.
And it had to be Star Wars, man. If you flip those two, this is a completely
totally different show. Yes, good call.
Yeah. Because then you open the show like, hey, coming soon from the creators of Titanfall and Apex. It's like, oh, okay. I think just
different energy.
Yeah, like optics are everything, unfortunately, nowadays. Like it's not going to deter me from like looking at it and saying like, hey, is this any good? But like for the masses who are just like, I want like hype. I want a big closer. Like this is definitely enough to make them never play the game again. Or ever at all. I mean, I should say.
Some people. What it is this is the one more thing moment in video games, right? On the biggest scale.
Yeah,
and for them to get
big ones.
Yeah. Now here's the question before we move on. I got to ask you this. I ask you about this. What about what's the name of the studio? It's Highguard. What's the name of them? This comes from the makers of what you call it, Apex Legends and Titanfall, right? What if they paid the one more thing back?
I think that's what happened, bro. I mean,
it had to be like, how did they get this?
Wildlight Entertainment. I'm like, they're self-publishing too, so I don't know where this. Yeah, this is.
And I don't know if you saw some reports have come out about how much these ad spots be costing, and I'm like, bro, this is premium real estate. Or the last year, I believe Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter game, had this spot.
Yeah. And that sold 10 million copies.
Think about the bag that had to be thrown to be like, no, so the part of me respects the ambition that you did it, but the other part was like, maybe now you regret it because you wasn't ready for the moment to be really, here's this new IP, so sucks for them, man, because what's funny is the more I look at it, I do see a lot of cool stuff in it, but like you said, these are the type of things that happen by the talk and the discussion around a game that sometimes some games can't recover because of this type of discourse.
Yeah. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt on one thing. It does look to me, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of comments already like Concord 2 and that sort of shit. And
big foul.
I don't know if I'm there on
I'm not there.
Gameplay front. I'm like, this looks a million fucking times better in Concord. Felt like fucking sand was tied to your like sandbags were tied to your feet when you were running around. Like it felt terrible. This looks a million times quicker. So I wouldn't go Concord with it. Character design wise, Concord was a next level bad, man. It's like the character they led with though looks really generic, but
yeah, I didn't like the lead character. I look at the other characters they could have led with some
short hair that pulls the orb out of you. I thought she looked all right, but yeah, none of these like inspire much. So I can understand where people are coming from, but yeah, man, I think it's just a really tough time to be a hero shooter. It's not like established, like a Marvel Rivals, or this isn't a hero shooter, but like hero games that remind you of hero shooters,
Someone said it in the chat. They said you did all that fuss with the statue for Divinity just to put its trailer randomly at the beginning and reserve the final spot to a random generic shooter. Weird choice.
Yeah.
I forgot about the statue buildup.
Yeah, Jeff didn't really even talk about that. That's so true. He kind of said like one of gaming's greatest mysteries, and then he did mention at the end like that was the statue has a name.
Right.
But that felt like that
would have been Larian's spot, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been, in a way.
Yeah. But did Larian not pay that premium bag to close the show?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe it came down. That's what I'm saying. Whoever this studio is got the bag.
Yeah. They
paid for this. How? Because Larian I've never seen a game get so much pre-show promotion before the awards than that game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. That is, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that's a tough one to figure out because of the money that's spent, and I mean, again, I don't know what Jeff has been known to hook people up with free slots.
True.
And I think that might be what happening because, again, I see this company and it's like, okay, it's the ex-Apex devs, the ex-Titanfall devs, and it's easy to invest in them, but they're self-publishing, it says. So I don't know.
And if you remember, last thing I'll say, I don't go long. He said, I played it. And I like he had some investment. Maybe, to your credit, maybe part of this was him out of some, let's give this small, because the theme of it's like smaller team, and he was very proud of the indie stuff. Yeah. You could tell he was proud of the expedition situation. So maybe this is like,
it's a big for that. Like he has.
Yeah. What if this is him turning the new leaf and saying, I didn't take the bag, and I won't give.
Jeff did the right thing, and he's getting cranked for it.
What if that happened?
I think it's a very realistic possibility, dude. Like I really do. I the more I think about it, I'm like, this doesn't scream to me like we had, like what was the Kotaku article? What was the claim about this? What was the money count here? Because I thought it was per minute as well, which is another factor here. Because then you think about how long some of these trailers are. Let's see here. Kotaku Game Awards. Let's see what they posted here. Game Awards. Cost. Let's see what it is. Here's how much it costs to show a game at the Game Awards here. A 60-second trailer can cost up to $450,000. The price scaling to $1 million for a 3-minute trailer. So Highguard is a 4-minute trailer. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Wow. This video I'm looking at on the Game Awards includes the Jeff speech. Highguard is a 2.5-minute trailer. So sub $1 million, if we're following that scale, I don't know, bro. You're near the end of that scale. That's kind of...
Yeah, no, you good. That's a good point. You think they even had that bag? So maybe it was... It's one of the great mysteries, right? Did they pay the bag? This studio outbid all the big boys. Or was it, let me throw you an alley-oop. I'm in a good energy. I played this game. I think you guys got something. And maybe like people legit played it. And the way he sounded like it was the next thing. Like he made it sound before he announced it. Like, get ready, y'all. This is the thing that's coming, kind of thing. Yeah.
It was weird because he was kind of like timid, but at the same time, he was also like, get ready. Like he was almost like this will speak for itself.
Yes.
I don't know. It just felt a little weird. Something felt a little off there. So that cog wraps it up. That's the Game Awards for 2025. Overall thoughts. How are we feeling looking at 2026 and what games are going to be dropping in our lap either then or the following year?
Feeling good. 2026 is packed, man. It's going to be a ton of stuff. And, I don't know if you saw Xbox put out their tweet with Gears E-Day with the 2026 on it. I don't know if you saw that.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. So I was like, again, being sneaky, y'all went there. But y'all letting everybody know in January what we got in store kind of energy. Thought that was interesting.
Well, so initiative there for sure.
Oh, cost cutting. Like, we ain't gonna pay that back. We'll do this ourselves kind of energy. But now look, overall, this is how I feel.
And then slide this in there.
Exactly. And then, I did not like that Game Pass ad at the game. That was terrible to me. I did not like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was in Photor land, man. I really like. I'm sorry. I'm the most useless critic for this episode, and I'm being honest about it.
No, you're good.
I did not pay attention to like any. Bro. Here's what happened. You could watch me on stream anytime. It was like whack. You see me over here like reading an interview. Like I was like grinding. Like let me see what people are saying about it. Like I was
facts.
I was like whatever. Like.
Bro,
this is Ash trailer. Okay, yeah, like that's.
Yep. You had my Shinobi moment. I was like, all right, let me see what Sega's doing. Let's see what the thing. Who's on it? What the team's on it?
Scoop here. Oh, the caretaker. Yes. Okay, this is the one where I saw the Fallout, the Grounded. It was a 2-minute trailer. What?
So weird.
I kind of like weird Xbox though.
Oh, so you liked it this one? You liked this one?
Well, I don't know.
It was just like this weird janitor going through random vaults and then games were in it and. I just didn't feel it was like very informative enough to know what the hell was going on. It was just so strange.
It does send a weird message. Like we're the caretaker of all these worlds. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't trust you with shit right now. Like, I mean, come on, guys. It says here in the description, step inside Xbox Game Pass and follow Norman P. Chambers, a humble caretaker, as he carries out his duties as keeper of the many gaming worlds, restoring order to post-play chaos, delivering benefits and rewards, and preparing for your next session.
We busting out the janitor, bro.
They want to be. They
That's
want
what we do.
They want to be loved
busting out
so bad, man. I kind of feel bad. Like, you know, sometimes there are those dudes that just like want to fit in. They crack that same joke that everyone's cracking, and it's like, yeah, when you say it though, that didn't really feel right, man. And that's kind of energy I got from this. Is like, yeah, if this came from like Devolver, I'd be like, great trailer, guys. But with Xbox, I'm like, deliver a game that's a 10 out of 10. That's what I want right now.
Yeah, just I'm at this point, just make a game. That's all I'm at. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. No, but overall, I just felt
E-Day 2026, right? That was what we got there for.
Yeah, we got that on the 20th. So Gears, definitely that's going to be interesting. We have a holiday episode. We kind of allude, right?
Yeah.
But no, overall for me, I just felt this was a gaming show centric, like purity games. Yes. Right. I felt that part. I will say not all the reveals. There was people that were like, they didn't feel all the reveals hit like they normally do.
I think
for us, we were satiated because we're selfish. We got what we want, right? But I'm talking about the masses that, let's just say they weren't into our particular games or whatever. Some people were saying that, same kind of thing. So that's where I'm at, and obviously I'm all about my expedition. So, for the most part, I was very pleased with, them getting what they got. And like I said, I thought solid for me. Very, very solid. What about you?
Yeah, I think it was one of those shows where it was definitely targeting mostly future stuff, but he had some heavy hitter future stuff outside of Half-Life, for me at least, where I was just like, yeah, I think, and if I am someone who doesn't care about these IP that we've talked about this show, and I'm looking at a lot of those 2027 games, including at Exodus, a Mega Man, yeah, a lot of what was here is far off. But there was a sense of dream and wonder and what if and anything can happen in this show. And I do think it delivered on that. It was very front loaded for me.
Yes.
And then it had Mega Man in the back half, which I mean, dude, it was such a blur, but I've never been put on my ass more with a showcase than that, because I got dream announcement after dream announcement, bro. Like all of my goats, all I needed was Bethesda to be like, ES6 trailer. But that's my chat was at. Everyone's like, ES6 has to happen tonight. Like anything can happen tonight. There was a dream, a sense of wonder, and I think a sense of delivery. Highguard aside, I feel like everything here was just right. The game of the year winner story was beautiful and heartwarming. And, RPG of the year was a bit frustrating. There was no please wrap it up. There was no storming the stages, no public disasters like that.
Yep.
So I don't know. I look at the show pretty holistically. I think the complaints about it this year would be fair, but I think Jeff, since 2023, where I really cranked the show, these last 2 years have been really good. I think he's righted the ship with his team. They've done a good job picking a mix. I think what helps this show as well is that you can show smaller games and they can be as exciting as the bigger games now. Like that's starting to translate over. There was a period of time when indies weren't. They were a little too artsy-fartsy, and he was putting them in there that it was kind of pulling the show down. It was like, I'm never going to touch this, bro. Now there's that kind of like, he's going to these studios of these, like the refugee studios is what we call them, right? Like he's going to Bruce Straley. He's like, what are you working on? Like, what can we show your game? People know you. Like Exodus, like, hey, James Olin, can we show your game? So I think he's doing a good job, and his team's doing a good job scouting these things out. And so I don't know. I thought it was a great show this year. I was very happy.
Yeah. No, like I said, selfishly for me, I was good. So ultimately, that's where I'm at with it.
I think just the only unfortunate part again is Highguard. I think it's just not a good ender. I think I don't really look at it as a bad show. I think people are going to define it as a bad show though. But I think they just made the mistake of Fate of the Old Republic, and that should have swapped spots. And I think Highguard would have made less noise in a good way. Like it would have been more productive for that game. But
I agree.
I think it's in a tough spot now. Because now, if you think about this, bro, if you flip those two, you go Mega Man, and then you go into Fate of the Old Republic back to back. That would be like, what? Incredible back to back. Like that's why I think something weird went on there, because that if you're running this show and you go, we can bring two franchises back like that to wrap up the show with, they know Expedition's winning game of the year. that is the perfect finale. Why would you ever put Highguard in that spot?
Yeah,
so it really is the only blunder for me, at least in the show. There were no foolish ads. I didn't see anything that was like, oh my God. I actually thought the pace was pretty good.
I got to get on them though.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Can we cut down on Miss Piggy a little bit? Can we cut down on Miss Piggy?
Oh, yeah, I kind of like the Muppets. I'm going to be honest. I think they're hilarious, but I get it. I think it's fair.
Look, I get it. If I ran
my
show,
part was a little stupid.
If I ran my show and I get to have Transformers and G.I. Joe and all the things I love as a kid, I guess I would probably do the same thing. I get it. You pop it off. But I'm like, we got 3 segments. I'm like, come on, bro.
Jeff likes to tell a narrative within his showcase. He wanted to build a relationship with Picky and Rolf and,
clearly
have them missing each other. And I think Jeff's like visual acting is hilariously decent. Like he just kind of sells it, even though he's just like got his back to the whole audience and he's talking to a puppet. I'm sure the audience can look over and just see a guy's arm like up in the air running this thing, and he just kind of gets into it. So
he loves it.
I think it's fine, but I agree. Like the singing part was like, checking the watch. I'm like, guys, this could be a trailer right now. Like it felt like a little padded in those segments.
Just a little bit. But for the most part, he did a good job of overall.
Yeah. Like if I take my personal bias out of like, Fate of the Old Republic, it's an S tier show. If I look at it like pacing holistically, like give it like a B plus. Yeah. Like I think it was a pretty good show this year, all things considered. So just a lot of seismic announcements, but anything else, Cog, or shall we get on out of here? It's almost 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I've been in this chair since I started streaming at 6:30. Crazy, bro.
What a day.
And I get to record a video after this.
Yeah, you get to record a video.
I get to talk about Fate of the Old Republic. You know what? I'm looking forward to it, though. It's the first time I'm taking the headphones off.
Yeah, we're on a high.
I'm not on camera. These lights are going off, and I get to just read. And my brain is going to actually, I don't have to split it. Like, what's my chat saying? What's happening on the stream? I get to just sink into this unbelievable world where the spiritual successor to KOTOR is here. And that is going to be sick. So I'll probably be up all night, but that'll be fun. All right, Cog. It's been excellent doing this with you. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I owe you all an apology. I put up a thread for Defining Duke to collect questions because I was on autopilot this week. There's no questions to collect because we knew we were going to record for the Game Awards. So I apologize. I'll get you guys back next week. Try to include as many as I can. So my apologies. Next week will be our final typical DD. We've already banked our 2 holiday episodes. Cog and I have survived. Oh, no, wait. We haven't survived.
We got one
more. I'm going to see you tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah, see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Then we've survived. But yeah, we got everything banked. You can look forward to our holiday episodes being a look back at 2025, assessing that, and then looking ahead at 2026. Plus, Cog and I just really loving on each other, So white meat, dark meat love. You know how it goes.
A lot of white meat, dark meat energy. That was hilarious.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed. We know this is not your usual 3-4 hour Duke, but we hope you enjoyed the vibes, the energy, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts on the Game Awards. And we'll be back next week to talk about, I guess, everything that falls out of this insane week, and we'll catch up on the news then. So, plus your write-ins. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Patreon.com/laststandmedia for all things early ad-free access of our podcast. And until next time, peace out.
Defining Duke, an Xbox podcast, is a product and trademark of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC, and is recorded from the United States of America. The show is conceived by Matthew Mr. Matty Plays Schroeder and me, Colin Moriarty, and is written and produced by Matthew Schroeder. Matty's co-host is Barry Lord Cognito Eversley. Defining Duke's executive producer is Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. As you know, all of Last Stand Media's shows, including Defining Duke, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer support level on Patreon, and we're thankful for your kindness and generosity.